Have you ever noticed how some people can describe their future in incredible detail? They'll tell you about the business they're going to build, the body they're going to achieve, the money they're going to make, the life they're absolutely certain they'll one day live. Their vision is vivid. Their ambition feels real. For a moment, you almost believe it's already happening. But then months pass, sometimes years, and nothing changes. The dream stays exactly where it started inside their head. Psychology has a fascinating explanation for this. Because people who dream big but never act usually aren't lazy. They're trapped in a psychological loop that's far more complex. And if you're honest, you may have been caught in it too. Today, we're breaking down the psychology of people who dream big, but do absolutely nothing. And the final reason might be the one silently controlling your life. 1. They mistake imagination for progress. Your brain is surprisingly easy to fool. When you vividly imagine achieving a goal, your mind partially experiences the reward before you've earned it. That's why fantasizing feels so good. Picture yourself accepting an award, launching a company, or finally proving everyone wrong. Your brain responds with a small burst of dopamine, the same chemical linked to motivation and pleasure. It feels productive. But here's the trap. Thinking about success is not the same as moving toward it. In fact, research suggests that excessive positive fantasizing can actually reduce effort. Your mind starts acting like the reward is already on its way. It's like ordering dessert before cooking dinner. For example, someone spends hours imagining becoming a successful entrepreneur. They design logos, choose office furniture, and picture interviews, but they never register the company, never contact a client, never sell a single thing. The fantasy becomes a substitute for the work. Dreaming should inspire action, not replace it. 2. They protect themselves from failure. This one cuts deep. Many people don't avoid action because they lack confidence. They avoid action because they care too much. As long as a dream remains untested, it remains perfect, untouched, safe. The moment you act, reality gets involved. What if you fail? What if you're not as talented as you thought? What if the dream was bigger than your actual ability? For some people, preserving the fantasy feels safer than confronting the truth. A writer talks about their future best-selling novel for years, but never finishes chapter 1. Why? Because an unfinished masterpiece can never be criticized. An unwritten book can never fail. The dream stays flawless. Action, risks, disappointment. Inaction protects identity, at least temporarily.
3. They wait to feel ready. This is one of the most expensive lies people tell themselves. I'll start when I have more confidence, when the timing is better, when life calms down, when I feel ready. But readiness is not a prerequisite. It's a byproduct. Confidence does not come before action. It comes because of action. A person doesn't become a great speaker before stepping onto the stage. They become a great speaker by stepping onto the stage repeatedly. Imagine waiting to feel fit before going to the gym. That's like waiting to feel clean before taking a shower. The truth is brutal. You will almost never feel fully prepared. And that's normal. The people who succeed are not the ones who feel ready. They're the ones who begin anyway. 4. Overthinking drains their ability to act. Thinking is valuable. Overthinking is paralysis wearing a disguise. People who dream big often analyze everything. Every possibility, every risk, every outcome, every worst-case scenario. Their mind becomes a courtroom where every idea is put on trial. By the time they've considered every angle, their mental energy is gone. Decision fatigue sets in. Action feels impossible. A simple choice, starting a YouTube channel, applying for a job, asking someone out, turns into a week-long internal debate. The irony? Most successful people don't have better answers. They simply make faster decisions. Analysis is helpful, but excessive analysis becomes avoidance. Sometimes the clearest path appears only after you start walking. 5. Their identity fights their ambition. This is where psychology gets powerful. Your brain is always trying to stay consistent with who you believe you are. If you secretly identify as lazy, undisciplined, or someone who never follows through, your actions will unconsciously match that belief. Even when your goals say otherwise, you can set a goal to wake up at 5 a.m., but if your identity says, I'm not a morning person, you'll sabotage yourself. Not because you lack desire, because your brain values consistency more than improvement. A person may want financial freedom, but if they deeply believe people like me never become wealthy, They'll unconsciously resist opportunities. Final thoughts. Having big dreams is easy. Almost everyone does. The difficult part is acting when excitement fades, when fear rises, and when progress feels invisible. That's where lives diverge. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not necessarily smarter, not luckier, not more talented. They simply learn to move before they feel ready. They act while uncertain. They continue when the work becomes repetitive. And most importantly, they stop worshiping the dream and start respecting the process. Because in the end, your life is not shaped by what you imagine. It's shaped by what you repeatedly do. So ask yourself, are you in love with the vision or committed to the work?